Hi, I'm Ryan Keys, and I'm out in the middle of the desert, and I've been getting some downloads that are pretty dynamic. And then I thought to myself, if I wanted to ask a question to the universe or to God, what would it be? And if I had a question, what would be the most important question that I could raise? You see, because I started thinking about this whole I am thing. I did a video on Instagram, and it was called The Law of Attraction is a Lie. And I'm not saying that it is a lie. I'm saying that it's a half-truth. And today, when I was walking through this park, when I was walking through the desert, it dawned on me that one of the main reasons is because we are indecisive. We don't even know what we want. We're walking around, we're wandering around. We're mistaking awareness with trying to locate something, trying to absorb something, rather than observe. You see, there's a huge difference between absorbing and observing. The idea even that Jesus said, right? Basically, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or walk in the shoes of somebody else. See it from their perspective. Now, that's observation. And observation is where truth and awareness really lives. But absorption means that I'm using my empathy maybe a little erroneously, because perhaps I am inciting myself to step into their shoes so that I can soothe my own suffering or see it from a different side in a way that still serves me. And I understand that that's, we're talking about some pretty tough topics. We're swallowing some pretty tough pills in the most recent weeks, if you've been watching my energy updates. And I made a little note, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. But I think one of the biggest things that I was thinking about as I was walking through the desert, watching where I step, right? And like Jesus said, you have the power to tread on serpents and scorpions because you're so aware. You're aware because you're in the future. You're using that 7 to 14 seconds of the higher self to see things before the physical self actually presents itself into the realm of reality. So the law of attraction, how does that interweave with this? The law of attraction is always working. It's never not working. It's always working. So think about the law of attraction. The law of attraction is working even when you don't know it is or when you don't want it to. So what would the law of attraction actually be? Perhaps it's just about polarity. Maybe it's if we went to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, or if we went to the Hermetic principles and we went into mentalism, or maybe if we started understanding that we glean everything, we gain insight from every perspective, even when we're not seeing something, we're seeing it. And I think the deepest dwelling space for us is the awareness before we're even called to be aware. And that would be how we are walking. Like, let me just read what I wrote. Conclusive. No thing or person outside of yourself has the power to make or take happiness from you. No thing or person outside of you has the power to make or take happiness from you. And then I wrote this as well, as a little bit of icing on the cake. Divine means you are the decision maker, aka creator. Everyone or everything outside must be outside of the current situation that you are in now. So observation occurs once you step outside of this situation. It means that you don't have a stake in the game. How cute. Okay, so I've got a little friend. I don't want to disturb her. They look like partridges, but they're not. They're the little birds with the little plumes. So, again, no thing or person outside of you has the power to make or take happiness from you. So, and why is that? because you're offering your happiness up. Why? If you were aware of what happiness is or where happiness existed, you would understand that happiness can't even exist here. And the law of attraction, I feel, led a lot of us astray, including myself. And I was really actually so good at the law of attraction. I created everything from the sofa that I wanted, just suddenly out of thin air. A job. I'd create a vacancy in a school so I could get the degree that I wanted. All kinds of things, a parking space, place, all kinds of things. I created a dream board. I'd take hours and hours to sit down and cut out the things that I wanted. But none of the things that I wanted in the line of the law of attraction actually were what I wanted. Think about that for a second. I didn't really want the sofa. I wanted the feeling that came from sitting on the sofa, from feeling that I obtained a certain status, from feeling fulfilled. And none of those things, through the law of attraction that we've been led into expressing and projecting in the materialist side of the law, will actually make a difference. Like it says, no thing or passion outside, or no thing or person outside of you has the power to make or take happiness from you. So when you're utilizing and you're thinking the law of attraction isn't leading you to happiness. You're attracting what it is that you believe holds happiness, so you're actually attracting yourself to an item that is outside of you, never really feeling the fullness that's going to go deep inside of the core of who you are. Always never accessing that 7 to 14 seconds of time travel, your future self, the information that's already here in the field. Knowing that, hey, you know what? Yeah, I bought that camera, I got that computer, that brand new car. It lasted, then the shine wore off. I didn't realize I needed to shine inside. And so the law of attraction isn't liberating yourself by attracting success. Success doesn't make you happy. Success is just icing. It's empty. It's empty calories. Because you can have all the success in the world, but if you don't see yourself, and you can't see yourself if you're so busy projecting yourself successful. And this is where we get into that whole spiritual dogma. The same dogma we tried to do away with in religion is deeply, deeply inset and interwoven in the new age, new world spiritual community through narcissistic tendencies that we don't need. We don't need narcissistic tendencies. We only need to understand that we already know. So, like I said in my live last week, if you didn't catch it, my download from my non-physical friend Dorian was that you are already divine. There's no delineation between divinity and yourself. Right? Like I wrote here, divine means you are the decision maker, aka creator. Everyone or everything outside must be here. So think of it like this. When you say I am, and I know that was in The Secret, the I am power. I am. And I was so I am. I can't. I am depressed. I can't be depressed in that situation where it's owning me. I can experience depression, but then that means that I'm actively participating in the depression. Do you see what we're doing? So the law of attraction can lead us astray, and it can look like many different things, but one of the things that it will look like is that you are misaligned with what you really are wanting to live for. You want purpose, not possessions. You want happiness, not the things you can hold on to. You want to feel solid, and you want to feel connected, not successful. And until we can separate the material world and move back inside of ourselves and recognize that you, right there, you, me as well, we are divine. We never weren't. Our vibration was never low. It's what we're surrounding ourselves with. I'm out in the desert right now, and my vibration is free because there's nothing around me that's in my way. The only thing in my way is myself, is how I choose to serve myself in certain ways. I don't want to walk around and walk through the world feeling guilty for the things that are occurring. I want to walk through the world feeling that I'm participating. And I think that we sling so much blame and shame erroneously, illogically, on so many people. Well, they're not woke. They're not awakened. Think about it. Like I've heard that so many times. I'm going to repeat it again. I've said it thousands of times. When somebody comes to me in a couple and they're like, well, my partner's just not, she's not awoken. I went to the dark night of the soul. I did all this and da-da-da-da. Yes, they are. There's things in the way. They can't see themselves. Whenever you look in the mirror, make sense of this. When you're looking in the mirror, what you see is not your future unless you choose to keep it that way. What you see is everything that you've set in play up until this point in the game. Your reality happens right now. It's like when you're playing a video game, each frame is in accordance to where you're moving forward or your perception at that time. And I'm not saying that things don't exist. Like with this, if I walk away and this isn't here, that it's not tangible and it disappears. No, it stays there, but the intensity or the connection, the conscious connection to it that is vibrant, that creates future, isn't there anymore. When I pick up this chair and I put it back on the porch, I no longer am connected to the chair. The chair's not connected to me. But yet we choose to connect ourselves. Like if I fell in the chair and the chair pinched my leg and I scarred myself and I put it back on the porch, I might carry that scar and that memory for many years to come, but I don't have to. I'm doing it on purpose and consciously. So this is just some information that I was coming into. My guide, non-physical friend, gave me this insight and I had to share it with you. I hope that you feel that it's important. I hope that you experience part of this beauty in the desert. I'm getting ready to fire up that Chinea. It's going to be, or just a Chimea, I'm not sure, but I'm going to fire it up anyway. So everything is gorgeous. Everything is great. You are divine. Everything is divine. It's just we've put distance from the divinity and how we do things. You're conscious. It's just like when somebody's canceled. We've just closed the door on our consciousness and walked away from it. That's what the veil is. The veil, being a victim, it's not, you aren't a victim. You're allowing a veil to cross in front of your true strength. For whatever reason, we're not wanting to recognize ourselves. I don't know why. Perhaps it's because if we did recognize ourselves and we walked in true awareness and we were 7 seconds ahead of ourselves, then when we looked around, accountability would be so important that everything we did wouldn't be about trying to get dollars and cents. It would be common sense and doing things from a place of service. And maybe that's, maybe that's too much to ask. But if you want to escalate your life, if you want a better life, a more full life, you have to fill this cup up. It's not about abandoning this body and trying to drift out into the stars. And I did see a UFO today. I'll put a little snippet on Instagram or in this video, and I'll show you a little snippet of that UFO. It's just like the one that the Navy saw, and then saw a fighter jet follow it and chase it. So, what was it? Was it you at home in your Merkaba meditation creating your dynamic dimensional saucer? I did it last night, so a lot of things happening, a lot of things shaking up. Keep following the channel. Please click subscribe and the bell beside it because you don't know I'm going to go online. I'm doing all kinds of things with several Ascended Masters, bringing in some great new things that I feel will help you to reacquaint yourself with what's inside of you and to want to live this life, this 3D life, as deeply as possible. Because that's the secret. That's why you're here. You're not here to fly away. You're not here to float away. You're not here to find a way off this island. You're here to live it to the fullest. Don't fool yourself. Maybe that's why you're believing that you're failing, or maybe that's why you think you need to be free and fly away. Because the idea is to get into this game right now. So, peace, light, and love. I will talk to you soon. Love you. Have a great night. And we're out.